All right, high spots and low shots. And I will say this, my low shots are the Usos. I mean, yes, they did win by DQ, but they were within an eyelash of winning the tag team titles. And that X Factor came in, Natalya actually choosing a side. They haven't had to worry about her until now, but she finally got involved and she, took the tag team titles away from them. So it's a rough night for them because they haven't been able to call themselves 3-time tag team champions, at least not yet. We'll see if that changes in the coming weeks or perhaps at WrestleMania. But for now, they are my low shot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that just because they won, therefore they're entitled to another match probably.
Right.
So I don't know if it's fair to call them low shots when they basically just kind of delayed their opportunity to win the titles.
Right, I see what you're saying.
I think that being said, you know what? I'm going to make my low shot the Divas, not because they did poorly, just because they got treated poorly.
Yeah, I mean, really no argument.
And you know what? Just so that it fits into a little bit more of a sort of kayfabe perspective, I'm going to make my low shot Emma, because she finally got the opportunity to be on Raw. She's teaming with Paige. Everything's great. And then she gets pinned in 30 seconds. Just stupid.
Yeah, completely agree. There's really no ground for contention here from me. So, that's a great low shot. Moving on, you know what? My high spot is going to be, I'm going to make it Roman Reigns. He, came out, he planted his feet firmly on the ground to Paul Heyman, he earned the respect of Daniel Bryan, and he won his match tonight, so he's back on a winning roll for WrestleMania. And you got to figure, of course, he did, keep his main event spot intact, at Fastlane, so he's got back on an upswing here in terms of his momentum. So yeah, Reigns is my high spot.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense. My high spot, man. I want so badly to make it Randy Orton, but he really, he got a great pop at the beginning of the night, but then he just stopped being cool. So, man, I almost want to say R-Truth now, too, because he had the whole Twitter thing and he was trending worldwide and all that stuff. Man. Yours was Roman Reigns, right?
That's correct.
Who do I want to be? I could make it Rusev, too.
Yeah, Rusev had a great night tonight.
No, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to stick with Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's my high spot. He beat the Intercontinental Champion and introduced what is most likely going to be a... No! You know what? Let's get creative with this. My high spot is the Intercontinental Championship.
Hell, you already made your low shot a division, so it makes sense, to make your high spot a title, because, yeah, it seems like a very interesting picture now with these four guys in the mix, Barrett, Ambrose, Truth, and Ziggler.
The Intercontinental Championship is freaking relevant now. Like, they have all these relatively hot, and by hot I mean momentum-wise, relatively hot guys going after the title. They've got BNB kind of playing the role of the cowardly champion that wants nothing more than to just be the champion forever but never defend it. You've got Dean Ambrose calling him out for never defending it. And then you've got Ziggler and Truth having both defeated Barrett, wanting an opportunity. I love it. I love what they're doing with the Intercontinental Championship, and so that title is my high spot tonight.
Absolutely. So with that said, let's get right into our next segment, Raw Request, and I actually have mine, and we're going to build on the momentum of your high spot. I want my Raw Request to be, give this Intercontinental Championship matchup, this Fatal 4-Way, a unique build. I would like to see...
Well, they already are.
Well, they already are, for one, but continue that role. Do a unique set of, one-on-one matches leading up to this. Like, say, for example, next week, I'd love to see maybe Dean Ambrose versus R-Truth. Something like that. Maybe a week after you do Ziggler versus Ambrose, or, you do Barrett versus Ambrose again. Just keep doing all the different combinations before all four of these guys collide. Hell, I know you guys love to do your obligatory tag team matchup, so, maybe do that. And then, on top of it all, you had Ambrose cut an amazing Fastlane Fallout promo about what the Intercontinental title means to him. Mm-hmm. Get the other three guys' perspective. Barrett's bemoaning that, oh, that's my property, that's my title. Well, go deeper. Why does being a four-time Intercontinental Intercontinental Champion mean so much to him? What does it mean for Truth, the guy that rarely gets in title pictures? I remember when Curtis Axel was champion and he was able to get a title shot. They did kind of an exclusive with him, and he really spoke from the heart how these opportunities don't come often for him. Have him do something like that again. And Ziggler, I mean, he's been an ambassador, so to speak, for the Intercontinental title in the past. Have him do that again. I mean, really give this some depth rather than just, hey, 4 guys all seem to have momentum. Let's put them all together and see who comes out on top. Give this a backbone, so to speak. And I think they're starting to, so I'm confident that this may be fulfilled, at least to a degree.
Yeah. I kind of have 2 Raw requests, so I don't really know how to handle this.
We'll give them both.
I don't want to just overlook either one of them, though. And that's because the first one really is, seriously, I personally think that the average Divas match on Raw should be 5 minutes, not 30 seconds, not 1 minute, not 2 minutes. 5+ minute matches should be the norm for WWE Divas. I mean, that's how it is in NXT. And that's a 1 hour show. You have a 1 hour show, and the women consistently get 4 to 7-ish minutes on that show to kind of show what they can do in the ring. Whether it's Sasha or Alexa or Blue Pants or Carmella. Carmella's still green as goose shit, but she still puts on relatively entertaining matches depending on who she's in there with. Emma now in NXT. Charlotte, I already said Charlotte, but NXT gives their women time, and everyone thinks that now all of a sudden NXT women are better in the ring than Divas just because of the fact that they have more time. If the Divas had as much time as the NXT women, people would be singing a different tune, and I guarantee you that. There are people out there that genuinely believe that Carmella is better in the ring than Nikki Bella. That is ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, it just goes to show that old adage, Ashton, perception is reality.
Yeah.
When Carmella gets more time in a ring than Nikki Bella does, I can't fault anybody for coming to that conclusion.
Dude, I'm not even joking you when I tell you, so I know somebody on Twitter I was talking to tonight who said that Emma sucks, and I reminded him how great she was in NXT, and he said, yeah, but her last 2 matches that she's had, the one against Charlotte on NXT, and I guess the Survivor Series match that she was involved in, sucked, and therefore now she sucks. Because, of course, if somebody who's proven themselves to be an in-ring commodity has 2 consecutive bad matches spread over the course of 5 months, then they suck.
Right.
It's blasphemous, in my opinion.
Definitely. I mean, again, I would like to think that a tide is turning here and the women are getting more respect, but we've seen moments like this before where it really gets hot and the conversations get hot and nothing happens. So I'm not even really optimistic, but it is a travesty that these women get only, 10 seconds or 30 seconds, to do their entrances and everything else, when the women in NXT, I mean, people are still raving about that Fatal 4-Way, and some, not even us. I heard other people in the wake of NXT TakeOver Rival say that Fatal 4-Way was their match of the night. So, this is what these women are doing, and Balor Neville was on that same card.
Yeah.
So, it just goes to show, give these women an opportunity. I hear Charlotte give interviews, I'd love to main event a Raw or even a WWE pay-per-view. She said a WWE pay-per-view, not WrestleMania, but just a pay-per-view. And I'm like, well, in the current state, in the current, mentality, that is never going to happen. Ever. And it's sad because there are so many capable women, but they just keep getting, repeatedly and consistently crapped on. And it really is a shame because I think, you get into this not just to make a comfortable living, sure, but because there's got to be a part of you that loves it. And the idea that you can't even get intimate with that facet of why you do this job is really a travesty. And I really feel for these women.
Yeah, absolutely. My second Raw request, though, don't allow one loss to make the Ascension jokes. Don't start treating them like jokes now just because they're not undefeated. Don't forget about the fact that these guys are the most dominant tag team that you have to offer. They are the best heel tag team that you have to offer. And they, at one point, were the most over tag team that NXT had to offer. Please, WWE. They lost once. That doesn't mean you need to neuter their entire gimmick.
Completely agree. I mean, if anything, I would have a return match, maybe this Thursday on SmackDown, have the Ascension go over and get them back on track.
Dominantly. Decisively.
decisively, completely agree. We probably will get a tag team turmoil or some variation of a matchup like that at Mania, and I still have a gut feeling the Ascension will come out on top, even though I'm loving me some Team Uppercats of that tag team gold. Anybody but Usos at this point for me, quite honestly.
Yeah,
Um, so,
really.
so, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Do not let the Ascension. It's bad enough that the commentary already has the perception that they do, and of the Ascension. And I'm looking at you, JBL, when I
And
say
I
that.
was just going to say, though, dude, that's hilarious that you say that because during tonight's match, JBL was putting them over.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, well, actually, he was because he was saying like that we're seeing a fight and everything else, and he seemed to be getting excited.
Yeah.
It's nice to see JBL finally make up his mind, but I think too little, too late with some of the crap you've already come out with.
Right,
And
though?
I'm not forgetting that you actually had a segment where you gave Victor the damn clothesline from hell. So go screw yourself. It's like Team Uppercat said. People want to get on our bandwagon. You're a little too late. Same thing for you in the Ascension, JBL. Screw off. So hopefully the Ascension get back on track, and if they win the tag titles at Mania, great. If they don't, just at least keep them credible and dominant. That's all I'm asking for anymore, and it's a shame. Like, I feel like I'm almost pleading for these guys to not be on the margins of irrelevance. They should have been booked so much better than this. I've really been dissatisfied since they've come in, if I'm being really candid with everybody, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. That's my thing. I just don't want this one loss to make them like, oh, they're not undefeated anymore, so they can afford this loss, and then they lose. And then the next time they're in a match, oh, well, they're not undefeated anymore, so they can lose this, they can afford this loss. Next thing you know, they've lost 5 or 6 matches in a row, they look like jobbers, no one cares about them anymore, and they basically are at a point where you might as well just relegate them back to NXT. I don't want that to happen to them.
I don't want that to happen to them either. Hopefully that is a consequence that can be fully avoided, but I've got nothing more to say about that. So do you want to round out your Raw request? Do you have anything else you want to say about it?
No, those were my 2.
All right, then let's get on to our final segment of the night, 30-second hot seat. What do you got for me, Ashton? We got 34 days to Mania, so.
Well, here's the thing, dude. All that we know right now as far as Mania goes, and I love this too, because last week I had a Raw request. I wanted 3 matches to be set in stone for WrestleMania by the end of the night tonight, and it happened. So I'm happy about that. But now my question for you is, we know that we're going to get those 3 matches, which are WWE title, Sting, Triple H, and the US title. Plus, we'll count the Intercontinental Championship and the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Those are 5 matches, right?
Right.
WrestleMania card is going to be 9 matches. What do you think the other 4 matches are going to be? You have 30 seconds, right? You don't have to tell me winners if you don't want. Your time starts now.
Okay, I don't think you mentioned Rusev Cena. That's definitely happening.
Yes, I did. That was one
you did? Damn.
That was
Okay.
one of the 3 that's set in stone.
Okay.
So if you want to start over, your time starts now.
Okay, we're going to get Team Uppercats versus Usos versus Ascension versus PTP in like a 4 corners tag team title match. Jesus.
3 more.
You said Undertaker Bray Wyatt too?
No, I didn't. You can include
that. Undertaker Bray Wyatt.
Okay, we're 2.
Divas Invitational, kind of like they did with Vicky Guerrero last year.
1 left.
Oh, God. Damn.
Missing a big one.
God. I can't.
30 seconds is up. Gold Star.
Oh, yeah, Gold Star. That's right.
Except I personally think it'll be Dustin Runnels versus Stardust.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it really is looking like it may go there. But yeah, this Mania card, I can dig it. And, I probably also could have said Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, because I'm still convinced that's going to happen. So yeah, this Mania card I don't think will be bad by any stretch. I'm still looking forward to it. Am I like hyped? No, not really, and I don't know if I will be given the time that they have. But anything can happen. We may get to WrestleMania preview and predictions, and I'd be like, oh my God, Ashton, I can't wait for this show. But for right now, I'm cool with it. I'm pretty chill about it. So, I failed the 30-second hot seat. You got your curveball back there. I tripped up. I've been completing these lately, but you got me. But with that said, do you have any other remarks you want to make about this Raw or Mania or anything?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. Well, with that said, this has been Monday Night Raw. This has been TwitWow, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort in commentary, Ashton. Guys, be sure to comment and subscribe on YouTube. We've been loving the energy and the feedback you've been giving us lately. Fastlane Live Reactions was hugely successful. We thank you all so much for that. And be sure to comment on this Raw. I mean, what do you think about Randy Orton playing the long con? Do you like how they're kind of treating this angle, or did you want Orton to just be out for blood? What do you think about Daniel Bryan's direction? Do you feel like it's a travesty that he seemingly has no direction? Are you at least looking forward to Daniel Bryan and Sheamus? I mean, you can be honest. Let's have a discourse about it. Take the discussion over to Pweetoff, an amazing pro wrestling group. We're very excited about WrestleMania coming up. Got a lot of cool stuff doing there. And we will see you guys again for our NXT review, where, I mean, the tide rolls on between NXT champion Kevin Owens and his former best friend, Sami Zayn. What's going to happen? You'll get all your best coverage here. And until then, guys, you know what to do. Tune in and peace out.